Hey guys, this is my tutorial for the Whitey Morgan song, What Am I Supposed to Do? Played by Larry Campbell on steel guitar, and then thanks to my buddy Brett Robinson for kind of talking me through a couple different moves here. Really fun song to learn, really great moves to kind of have in your steel guitar repertoire, so hope you guys get something out of learning this song. Okay, so the intro of this song is going to sound like this. I'll go ahead and play it for you. And then from there, what we'll do is we will break it down kind of bit by bit. So this song starts out here on the 13th fret. So that's kind of our starting position for this song when the steel comes in to the intro. So here we go. Okay, so if we break down what we just heard, yeah, we're going to basically start out here at the 13th fret. This is, your F position with your pedals up. So you're going to have the 4th string first, and you're going to kind of bounce here, and it's a little tricky, right, with your blocking, but I'd say you want to let some of these first few notes ring. So it's 4 1 3 1 4. 4 1 3 1 4. From there, you go up to the 15th fret. You have your A pedal engaged. It's kind of a squeeze. It may not have to be, but back to the 13th and squeeze from no pedals to A. So one more time. Little vibrato adds, something here. It's a little spooky, right? From there, you're going to kind of go down for the second half of this intro. It's going to be down at the 8th fret in the C position here. So from here, you're going to have your B pedal already engaged for the 6th string. So you're going to have... So the way that works is you're doing basically only 6, 5, and 4 here, but you have your B engaged, you hit 6, right? Then you hit 5, move up, and then do your A pedal engage. So it's basically a pull on to 5, or sorry, pull on the A pedal and then back off. So hit the 6th again and then hit the 4th string. So you really don't strike the 5th string again, you let it ring, but you're going to swell back in with this squeeze. So one more time, super slow. Perfect. Then you take your standard grip here of 8, 6, and 5, and you kind of squeeze back again. You hold your B in, but you squeeze the A again. Slide down to 1. And then drop everything on the pedals. Okay, one more time all the way through. Alright, and that's the intro to the song right there. Okay, so essentially you sit out all of the verse. You kind of want to let the song breathe. There's really no room for steel in there in the first verse. But as far as where you want to be ready for the chorus, coming right into the chorus, you're going to kind of be at the 8th fret here. So I'll just go ahead and play like kind of how the pickup into the chorus works, and I'll just go ahead and finish out the whole phrase, and then we'll cover each part, step by step. Okay, so that was kind of the phrase there. So, you can kind of just be prepped, be ready, kind of have your standard grip here on your 6th, 5th, and 4th string here. So you have your B pedal engaged, so you're ready to go there on your 6th string. So This is kind of an interesting lick, and it's one of my favorites of the song. It's really kind of what caught my attention to the song to begin with. So here at the 8th fret, 6th string, you know, you press this here, and you're gonna basically hit that, and then you're gonna have like a quick pull off from your A pedal, so it's gonna sound like. So basically that goes. The interesting thing is as you slide up to the F position here, you're gonna actually let go of it at the same time, giving it a very steely vibe. So it's gonna go. So you can almost release the A pedal as you slide up to this position, but keep your B pedal engaged the whole time because it's gonna be the crux in hitting this this you know position here when you get to the 13th fret. So it's. And I usually pick the 4th string. So what happens is you've let your 5th string sustain through that slide, so be careful about that, and then essentially you're going to get a great sounding resolve. So one more time. Little vibrato. So you kind of pause there, block that, and then you go from the 13th fret. You just basically grab strings 5 and 4 here with your two metal picks here, and you say 13th pedals up, but then you grab the A pedal, and then you're going to slide down to 8th and also go open, but then grab the A. So it's similar like a. So wait, then. All right, one more time. So once you're here in this open position here, you're actually going to move your foot over a little bit to the B and C. So you'll actually transition here to play B and C at the 8th fret on, you know, strings 5, you know, 6 and 4, or really, you know, it could also be 5, 4, and 3. So it'll sound something a little dissonant, like. So here's how that sounds in context. Release. So really you're just going to hit that and release it. And then from there, there's this really great rundown lick here down to the F position and the 1st fret. So it's going to go. So for that, really, you start at the you know, the grip here of 8, 6, and 5, and you go pedals down, and you do A and B both. But then you pull off of it at the same time, so you go. And you move down to the 6th fret here, so it's kind of an interesting lick. It's so move the 1, put the B pedal in though. Kind of creates that suspended sound. So suspended, squeeze to A. One more time. And then the second half of this is going to be this run up, basically, where it's a recent technique I learned where, you know, you're going from your F here to your F here, and then kind of coming up here as well. So it's kind of going from a 1 to a 1 to 1, if you want to think of it that way. But so anyways, here's how it sounds. There's a lot of movements going on here, and I'm gonna have to really break this part down. Just let me play it one more time through. So this is all really maintaining an F note, F chord, sorry. So F is open here. When we go up to this fret here, right, it's the 4th fret, I lean over into my E to F lever, basically, as well as the A pedal. What that does is it creates basically the same chord, so. Right, so I'm just passing by that, but I need to hit it as this sort of glissando happens, so. And I go up here, which is C, but I'm now squeezing A and B. So think of it as open, pedals up, A and F right here. And then think of it here as like you're open, but you're gonna eventually be A and B. And then you rock off of A only to B. So I'm gonna do that super slow. You can also slow the videos down, right? But I just wanna make sure it's like really captured here, so. So open, hit F, open, B and C, or sorry, A and B. And then rock off of A. And then rock off of B. It's very busy, but it's a cool physical maneuver, so. And then hit B and C. Rock off of that. Back to A and B. So what's going to happen there is going to set you up again to do the. How that happens is. All right, so we made it through the chorus. Here's the second verse. So you kind of let the progression play through, etc. And then there's a couple really cool licks that come through that are very much a B and C pedal focused activity. It's really going to revolve around the 13th fret, the 8th fret, the 6th fret, and the 6th fret open as well. So the point being here is that, you know, as you're getting used to sort of some B and C exercises, etc., it's a great song to get kind of introduced to the sort of subtleties associated with that. And so here what's going to happen in the second verse, as you'll see in my play along, is going to be something that sounds like this. That's the first lick. The second lick we're going to cover is going to sound something like. I'll play that one more time just in case anyone wants to slow this part down particularly, just, you know, the play along part. So here we go. Lick 1 in verse 2. Lick 2, verse 2. Okay. So what's going on here is, you know, I'm not sure it's necessary, but it feels right to me, is to kind of come in from an approach note here. So you start on the 12th fret, even though it's out of key. We're going to end on the 13th fret here, but notice my B and C pedal are already engaged here. And the strings that I'm on here are 4 and 3. You know, I'm not playing the 5th string here. So I'm going to slide in and give a pretty serious amount of vibrato on the 13th fret. I'm also going to slide in a fret before on the 8th fret here and give it a pretty serious amount of vibrato, but the ultimate resolve is going to be down here, you know, on the 6th fret. I'm gonna eventually let go of the pedals at that point, but basically keep your B and C pedals down this whole entire time until the very end here. So I'll do this quite slow, starting 12, 13, you know, 7 to 8, and ultimately resolving on 6 with the pedals up. So here we go. One more time. Okay. So the verse plays out again. I think it's a couple more bars, and then there's this other lick that comes in kind of, you know, as the prequel to the second chorus here. So really great use of the BC, you know, pedal again as well. So it basically 13th fret again here. It's gonna, you know, end up coming down and then to the 8th. And we'll go from BC to AB. So that's kind of a cool move to kind of get in your muscle memory with your left foot here and your ankle. So here's what it's going to sound like. So the idea there is that you put the pedals down. You're already there. You don't need a glissando in or anything. You just kind of start here and you just, again, these 2 strings, right? It's 3 and 4. So with that, you just kind of go. So B and C engaged, 13th fret. You hit that, but then you let go of it in sort of this manner. Slide down, engage, over to A and B. You can hear that dissonant, you know, sort of structure turn into a more resolved structure by going. And that's your classic, pickup then. One more time. So, yeah, that's your second verse licks there. So that'll lead you into the chorus. You'll do the exact same thing as before, the standard. Kind of hold that out. So that's a little different there. If you want to A and B here on the 8th fret, you can kind of go into the verse and resolve here on the 6th fret with open pedals instead of go all the way down to the 1st fret. So as you slide down, sort of resolve, that gives that steely effect. All right, and let's look at the sort of breakdown or the quiet, third verse where there's some harmonics going on. So kind of in the quiet verse, the I guess you'd call it like a breakdown sort of thing. There's pretty cool stuff going on with the harmonics. Steele's got a great, sort of voice when it comes to doing harmonics, or maybe you call them chimes. I'm not really sure, what your vocabulary is, but point being is that the first one is pretty cool. It's kind of here at the 13th fret on the 4th string, so your 1 string here. What you do is basically a pull up to the 5th fret and kind of give it a pretty serious amount of vibrato, and so it sounds something like this. One recording tip if you're doing, session work, etc. I've kind of heard this from a few different Steelers. Is kind of when you're doing the chimes, harmonics, what have you. It's good to kind of go ahead and mute other strings that aren't really making noise, because obviously it can ring out and make a little bit of extraneous noise that you may not want on your recording. So, for example, just kind of grab those and make sure you're not letting them ring out. That's the first one. Kind of goes. Next one is going to be where you have your A and B engaged, and you're here kind of going on this A-B rock, but you're going to start off with A and B engaged, and then from there you're going to kind of give it something like this. Let's try it one more time. Here we go. Maybe a second time. So without harmonics, it sounds like. With harmonics. And that's kind of your breakdown section of the song there. So the last thing about this song is probably instead of the typical walk down in the chorus, so the there's one difference. I think it's the 3rd chorus. I may be mistaken, but I think it's the 3rd chorus. There's sort of this lick that kind of comes in. It's very unique, and kudos to Mr. Campbell for doing this. But it goes something like, whoops. Okay, so in the last sort of build up after that quiet section, you get into the last chorus, and it's kind of business as usual, But instead of the, there's actually a cool lick that Mr. Campbell put in here. So kudos to him here. It sounds like this. So instead of the, it's the. So to cover that, you're at your 8th fret. This is kind of unique. It's kind of a fun maneuver just to learn for other, songs, licks, etc. You slide up to from 8 to 9 here, but I'm also going to be engaging the A pedal. So I'm hitting, the 6th string here with the B pedal engaged. But what I'm going to do is, as I go up here, it's going to be also a glissando with the bar, but also with my foot. So it goes. So it's really a good technique to have. Just it's a really cool sound, that most guitars can't produce. So it's quite nice. So I'll do it one more time. So 6, strike the 5th string, but then you're moving your A pedal up as you're sliding up to your 9th. So, and as you strike it again, you come off, and you're gonna also slide back down and come off the A pedal at the same time. So 6th string, and then you go to 8. So you kind of hop, with your palm blocking. So you go 8, 7. And you really want to have good blocking here because you don't want things ringing out. It's not gonna sound good. So that was cool. So something like, and from there you can then go down to your 1st fret and do the. All right, and there you have it. The rest of the song's kind of business as usual. Sort of your similar pickups into the chorus, similar chorus runs, etc. Just wanted to call out that last part, and yeah, that's kind of the tutorial there on the pedal steel for What Am I Supposed to Do by Whitey Morgan.